What's up, guys? Zeromus555 coming in with a video today. So this one's just going to quickly be talking about the Infernities and the monster lineup. Now, for anyone that doesn't care about Infernities, you can just stop watching this right now because I'm probably not going to be saying anything that you care about, but if you are interested, this is a good thing to watch. There are some cards in the deck that you have to run 3 of. I've seen everyone running different stuff with Infernities, like, you know, should I run 1 Mirage? Should I run 2? Should I run 3? Which is crazy. How many Avengers should I run? Should I run 2 Dark Grephers or Dark Grepher and Armageddon Knight? Should I run 2 Dark Grephers and an Armageddon Knight? How many Stygians should I run? 1 or 2? And there's so many different ways you can run the deck. I'm going to show you my monster lineup really quick, though, and I'm just going to give you my down low on it. Now, in my opinion, there's 2 monsters that you have to run 3 of each. And obviously, these are the Archfiends and the Necromancer. Oh, sorry, that's Archfiend. Necromancer. There's really nothing more to say about these 2. This guy is your Searcher. He's your engine. This guy's your Special Summon engine. So you pretty much need to run, 3 of each. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Next one is one that is usually up to debate, and that is the Infernity Beetles. I personally think you have to run 3. It's just my opinion. In my opinion, it's one of the run 3 or die. I know some people prefer to run the Avenger build, which is this little laddie right here. But in my opinion, if you're going to run the Avenger build, you just run 2 of these, and your monster lineup's going to only be about 14 monsters. In this monster lineup of mine, it's about 15. So you do have a higher chance of a little more cloggy hands with monsters, but with the Beetle, you just have that upper advantage of being able to do a lot more synchro plays in 1 turn, and I'd say in a sense you have more safety, just because if that one synchro doesn't go off, you usually have the other Beetles, or another Beetle on the field at least, for backup. So Beetle's excellent. He also lets you go into Gotchi, which is of course very handy. So in my opinion, Beetle, Archfiend, and Necromancer are all cards that you should be running 3 of. But like I said, if you're not running the Beetle version, then you do not need it at all. I've seen some people even running 1, but in my opinion, if you're not running Beetle, if you are running Beetle, take it out and put in a Plague Spreader instead. This just lets you do more plays with the Archfiend. It's level 2 tuner, just like the Beetle is. There's just more you can do with it. What's the point of running 1 Beetle if you're not going to summon it and tribute it off for 2 more and to do huge synchro play? Next one is the one that a lot of people have a hard time with, Mirage. Should I run 3? Should I run 2? Should I run 1? Now, I've tried 1. You never see it. You might draw it sometimes with that 1-for-1. It's a pain because it's the only monster in your hand with the 1-for-1. And you're like, oh, I don't want a 1-for-1 for an Avenger. That's stupid. And then I waste my Mirage. I can't get it back. So, but I've also seen people run 3, and I think 3 is too many. I've tried 3, and it was really good when it worked. It's sacky, but it's just not consistent. 2 is the perfect number. You see it often, but you don't see it too much that it's going to clog your hand. But you see it enough that if you open up with it in the Infernity Inferno, you're probably in a good spot in the game. So, in my opinion, you should be running 2 Mirage no matter what. I know there are some builds like the Summoner Monk build that the OCG is playing right now where they don't run any Mirage. There's also the build with Beetles where you don't run any special summoning cards except for the Necromancer. And your main kind of special summoning engine, since they don't run Mirages, is Zero Max, which is actually a really cool card. I just prefer Mirage. I think it's just a better card. But yeah, I think you have to run 2. And once you get onto Avenger, in my build I just run 1, and that's just for the option of going into 5s, or going into 9s with 2 level 4s, or of course going into the usual 8. Now that's just because, you know, with this guy, he's the only way you can make the 100 eyes, then you do the 100 eyes loop and you get a bunch of free barriers, or break if you're running it, which lets you, or launcher of course, gotta grab the launcher, which of course is crucial. He also has a pretty decent effect, but I think he's just a 1 of. I've tried the Avenger builds because people were telling me Beetle sucked, but every single time I go to play it, it's just like, I'll go off with the first synchro and it gets negated or something, and you know, I'll use a card to negate it, but then they have the card to negate that, and then it's kind of like, okay, I'm screwed. With Beetle, I would have been able to go summon, go off from there, and if they negate the first summon, I got the other Beetle for backup to synchro again, and then they're out of warnings, and all that fun stuff. So 1 Avenger is fine. If you have the loop set up other than the Avenger, just dump it in the grave. This is the one in the deck that, in my opinion, screws over people the most. Which one do I run? Dark Grepher or Armageddon Knight? Do I run both? Do I run two Grephers? Do I run 2 Armageddon Knights? Do I run 2 of each? My opinion, you should be running 1 Dark Grepher and 1 Armageddon Knight. I've tried 2 Grephers. I do like it a lot, but it's inconsistent sometimes if you don't draw good hands. Other than that, yeah, I think you should probably just be running 1 of each. This just makes it more consistent. And the Dark Grepher is just for, you're running Rhoda, of course, as well. So you can Rhoda out whichever one you want, and in that situation you're in, you can play around it. So the way I look at it, since I'm running Rhoda, it's kind of like the Rhoda equals an extra Grepher, and the Rhoda also equals an extra Armageddon Knight. So I'm basically running 2 of each in a sense. So that's the engine I like. You can run 2 Grepher as well, though I know a lot of Beetle players prefer 2 Grepher, which is totally fun. And this is the last one, Stygian Street Patrol. Should I run 2 Stygian Street Patrol, or should I run 1? I think 1's perfect. I don't think any more than that is really necessary. A second one is good, but it's a little cloggy sometimes. You're not always going to have a way to dump it in the graveyard, and you preferably want to open up with Infernity monsters, not this guy. You want to dump him with the Grepher as early on as possible. So, yeah, Stygian, just keep it at 1. So, yeah, that's my monster lineup, guys. It's 15 cards. Basically, there are some other cards that people run. Like I said, if you're running the Avenger build, you probably want to run Plague Spreader. He's really good. Then, of course, you're not going to want to run the Beetles. But there are other cards I've seen people running. People run Summoner Monk to grab the Archfiend, and then you get the Search. There's also Infernity Knight that just came out. He's actually got a pretty decent effect, and he's level 3, so he kind of gives you that rank 3 exceed with the Necromancer, which is good. And there's also the Infernity General coming out pretty soon, and he is excellent as well. But when he comes out, it's going to kind of be a matter of if there's room for him or not, which I'm not really sure if there is. I can't really see any spot in the deck for making room other than maybe the Avenger, but then you kind of get rid of your chance of being able to do the loop. So anyways, guys, that's the video for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below of what your perfect Infernity engine is for the monster lineup. And if you guys have any questions about Infernities or anything, make sure to PM me. And I usually get back to you pretty quick. So, yeah, peace.